So good evening, Vijay. Thank you so much for your time and really appreciate that. I would like to introduce our audience. Vijay Dhanasekaran, Chief Blockchain Strategist and Blocknetic founder and CEO. So he has over 2 decades of technology and strategy consulting experience with the Fortune 100 companies in US, Europe, and India and Japan. Chief blockchain strategist and advisor, various metaverse, Web3, and blockchain startups. He's an early adopter to invest in cryptos, blockchain, and robotics and AI-based startups since 2017. He's a technologist, architect, designed blockchain platforms, and smart contract specialist, conducted audits for various smart contract protocols. So he's also mentor and guest speaker at blockchain and crypto conferences and events. So thank you so much, Vijay, and sharing your expertise with us, and really appreciate your time. And please introduce yourself and tell me about your company and your background, Vijay.
So thanks, Chandra. Thanks for that warm introduction. Yeah, I'm Vijay Dhanasekaran. I'm the founder and CEO of Blocknetics, a boutique consulting firm specialized in crypto and blockchain. We primarily work on the strategy side, technology side, and advisory side on the blockchain. So we help companies, startups, as well as corporations, as well as some of the funding companies to build their portfolio. So that's our primary work. So we have a 20 years of experience totally with IT and services, and with Fortune 10 companies and some of the leading finance companies in US and across the world. Primarily, our functions is on the crypto side to help with their end-to-end strategy if they are going for a token launch or wanted to introduce their own token. And also, if there is already a business model, we go and help them to see like how they can be adapted for the new blockchain age. So that's the two primary wings we operate on.
Great. I think seems like you are a really adopter, Vijay, right? Mm-hmm. So your past 20 years, you are in this focus. Okay, so let's start with some basic questions, Vijay. So can you explain what cryptocurrency is for those who may not know? So could you please explain that background? I think that would be grateful.
Yeah, I think crypto has multiple forms and ways, and people explain in different different ways. But primarily, it is a digital token where you can trace the creation, transfer, and also wherever the minting happens. All that can be tracked. So it's basically a form of token, like you have a virtual currency or you have a physical currency. The physical currency can be represented in a virtual form. That is what they call as a cryptocurrency. But the problem is it has a lot of stigma attached to it. After lot of companies misuse that term and kind of introduce a lot of scam in that area. So we have to be very cautious in using like what is cryptocurrency. So for me, it is kind of a digital form of token. You can represent anything in the digital form.
Agree.
Yeah, after the 2008 financial crisis, a group of people or a person, his identity is still anonymous, but he introduced this concept of having a digital version of currency where it is kind of insulated against inflation, right? So after the 2008 financial crisis, a lot of companies went bankrupt and there was a lot of chaos. And at that point in time, he wanted to take more control out of the system and create a ecosystem where the system will take care of itself without any much intervention from any of the other parties who are involved. So that is the intent of it, and the technologies used in the Bitcoin, it was already there for a very long time. But everything he put it into a proper recipe, and then he cooked this dish. So that's how you can say that, because the technologies are not new, but he's put it in a new way so that the system can take care of itself without any intervention from all over the world, like not one party or one system of people can control this. So that is the intent of it, and that evolved. At the time, it was at a very nascent stage, and many people don't have belief in that because it was not proven at that point in time. So you must have heard a news saying that maybe somebody bought 10,000 spent 10,000 bitcoins to buy a pizza. Right? At that time, that was the price of it. So that's kind of things happened, and at a particular stage, and people started moving and believing in the underlying technology, and the technology as such, it got evolved, and then it's not only Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is the forerunner for this. And then the technology flourished, and it has a lot of companies and a lot of developers backing it, and now it has more use cases to be implemented in that underlying technology. So that's how it primarily during the 2008 financial crisis, that how it was born actually.
Got it, Vijay. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, so let's talk about that types of cryptocurrency. I think already you mentioned about that Bitcoin, right? So what are some of the major cryptocurrencies besides Bitcoin, and how do they differ, Vijay?
As I said, like Bitcoin is the forerunner for all the cryptocurrencies that are available in the market, but it does not have much capability. The only thing you can do is the store of value. You can buy Bitcoin, you can store it, and it does not have any programmatic effect on the network. It just kind of any store of value. Like I can not literally equate it to gold, but you buy gold, you keep gold, and that's it. If you want to make ornaments with it, you can make it with gold, but Bitcoin, you can transact within the Bitcoin, but you can't do much with it. And after that, there is an evolution that came, like the second version of blockchain, you can say, where you can programmatically introduce smart contracts into the network, and then that can decide like what can be done with that network, right? So that is a huge icebreaker for the IT community and the technology advancement in the blockchain. And then you can start building multiple applications within that blockchain technology. So that's how it evolved. Maybe version 1, maybe Bitcoin, and version 2, maybe the second generation of blockchain technology like Ethereum and something like that, where you can deploy smart contracts. And now we are at the third stage where the technology got better, and you can do a lot with the underlying tools and frameworks. So it's still at a very nascent stage, but we have a long way to go.
Sure, Vijay. So let's talk about that the technology behind that cryptocurrency, right? So how does that blockchain technology work, and why is it crucial for cryptocurrency development, Vijay?
Sure. Maybe I'll take back in history, maybe how internet evolved. Like maybe in the 90s, we had a version of internet, and maybe late in 2010, 2020, we had a different form of internet, and now we are at 2020s, right? So the first version of the internet is kind of a read-only version. So you publish some content on the website, you go and browse the website, you read that, and the content creator is somebody who controls that website. Yeah. Right. You don't have much say, but whatever the news consumption or whatever form of the information that's being published, you're going to consume that. That's how the internet was at the time.
Yeah.
And fast forward 10 years, maybe early or mid 2000s, and then you have the marriage of mobile and social networks together.
Yeah.
Right. In that era, it's kind of you can read as well as you can write. When I say write, you can create your own content. Yeah. Right. You can publish whatever you want. You can create blogs. You can vlog, and you can create video content and publish it in the social media. And mobile and social networks have changed the way how we use internet.
Agree.
So that is kind of a read and write. You can read as well as you can write. But the whatever content you write, that is kind of in the control of the company who has that social network, like Meta, or maybe Google, or maybe somebody else. If they have the social network, they control like what information, what can they do with that information. Though you create it, they have the complete control of it.
Agree.
Now we are at a third phase where Web3, they call it Web3 evolution, where you can not only read, you can not only write, but also you can own the content. because you have the complete ownership of what you created. You can decide like who can see what they can do and who you can sell your content to. So that gives so much leverage to you. And then the creator economy is kind of at the boom right now with all the social networks that are allowing for the content creation. They are taking it to a next level where the owner has more control over it. But all this can be achieved with the Web3 is with the underlying technology called blockchain. Blockchain is nothing but a chain of blocks you attach together, which is immutable. Previous version of the internet, anybody can go and change anything. There is no trust factor because you can easily erase whatever content can be written. Right? But now with the evolution of blockchain technologies, it's kind of an immutable ledger you create, and then that's kind of giving a more trust to what you're doing over the internet.
Great. Thanks for explaining about that Web3. That's a very, very useful, Vijay. So now let's talk about that investing, right? That's I know that you are more technology-oriented expert, but just still we wanted to know about that your perspective, right? So what should someone consider before investing in cryptocurrency?
Yeah, as you said, like I'm not an advisor here. I'm just looking at it from a different perspective, from a technology perspective, and see like where the market is going ahead. So there is a lot of chaos around the market right now because of the boom of the crypto market. And there are so many coins, maybe I think around 20,000, maybe 30,000 coins are available in the market. But the primary forerunner is the Bitcoin and a few set of coins that define the blockchain ecosystem, like Ethereum, Polygon, and maybe something like Solana, like that. These are some of the primary game changer in the ecosystem. But this is not advice. What I'm seeing is these technologies and these companies who is backing that, not only companies, there is an ecosystem altogether. It's not owned by maybe not owned by a corporation or something like that, but these are ecosystems backed by developers and advisors, investors, all that come together to define the future of the blockchain. So I would say, like, whenever you look for as an investment vehicle inside the crypto world, you need to completely understand like what their business case is and what is the ecosystem they are going to build and how this is going to look like maybe when it unfolds, what is the network effect it's going to bring in. So all that you need to take into consideration when you build your portfolio.
Agree. Thank you so much, Vijay. So now let's talk about that security and taxations, right? So first let's focus on that security perspective, right? So what security measures should individuals take when dealing with the cryptocurrencies?
Primarily, cryptocurrencies is not like somebody regulated from a center stage. Like maybe if you have a bank account, you have a username and password. If you forget the password, then somebody is going to help you to get the password out to you. There are some strings attached to it where there is a loop. You can verify your identity and you can get back the password. But the nature of blockchain is kind of there is centralized companies and there are centralized companies and there are decentralized companies. Centralized companies still have that method of identifying you and then creating a username and password for you to protect your account. But in a decentralized world where nobody has the authority to do it, you have to be safeguard your identity there. When I say identity, the wallet can be created, but whenever you create a wallet, only you have access to it. Nobody else can do anything with that until otherwise they have access to your the private key what is given to you. So it's very, very important for you to safeguard the private key. There are many instances where the private key has been stolen, and then the currency can be the currency is stolen from your account and it never been retrieved. Okay. So that is the challenge what you have, because the security allows you give complete control to you, but how you use that to make it safe, right? So that is up to the person who's investing in that.
Got it.
So that is one key aspect of if you're going outside of the centralized exchanges what we have in the market.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Vijay. Vijay, you mentioned about that wallets, right? So can you explain the different type of crypto wallets and their usage?
Like as I said, like many forerunners like Coinbase, they have a very sophisticated wallet, but they have the complete authority for that. So if something happens in that wallet, they would be able to give some controls, some whistles and bells they have. So with that, you'll be able to help you out to retrieve that password, whatever you have. But most of the wallets that are available, you have to safeguard the private key what is given to you. And something like MetaMask, Electrum, and each network has their own set of wallets available. Like Binance has their own wallet.
Okay.
So you have to be a little bit sophisticated to understand the nuances of how the wallet works, and then you have to take the security measures, how to manage that.
Okay.
It's not like you store your password somewhere in plain text within your computer, and somebody definitely will come and look at it, and they'll be able to. After that, you will not be able to retrieve that at all. So it happens in many instances.
Okay.
So whenever you use a decentralized wallet, you have to be very careful how you handle your private key.
Understand. So keeping the data, it's a very, very critical.
And when you use the wallet, it is very sophisticated. Once you know like what are the nuances of that, then you can connect your wallet to any application, any Web3 application. And the Web3 application navigation is not like a regular how we interact like with the username password. So once you give authority to the third party or the Web3 application, they can have access to your wallet. So you have to be very careful when you give access to somebody to your wallet, like whether the application or the website what you're entering, it's authentic. You need to have it verified, and then what permission you're giving it to them, that is also key here, because it gives immense control to the owner rather than control to the centralized authority in the Web2 world.
Got it. So we have to be very, very cautious when handling that wallets. Right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Thank you, Vijay. So let's talk about that mining. So what is cryptocurrency mining and how does it work?
Cryptocurrency mining is basically to avoid misuse of the system. Bitcoin has that mining technique, which is to avoid the race condition. If somebody have taken the control of the network or to take control of the Bitcoin, they have that mining in place where you need to solve a difficult puzzle, right? For that, you need to give your resources like your computer CPUs and memory and other energy you need to give. For that, when you mint that coin, they give you rewards because you're giving your resources.
Okay, got it, understand.
So that's how it works. Like you give resources, you help in having the network secure. For that, they are going to give back the rewards in Bitcoin. So that's how the model is.
Okay, great.
This is with respect to Bitcoin, but there are other mining techniques in other platforms, but I keep it simple with Bitcoin.
Okay.
Saying that, so this is how it works. That's how the rewards get back to you.
Sure. Thank you, Vijay. So can you explain that what DEFI and the NFTs, Vijay?
Yeah, DeFi is called as a decentralized finance. In our regular conventional traditional finance management, there will be a centralized authority which streamline the communication between maybe a bank, between the end user and the loan seeker. Say for instance, a bank has a centralized authority where you go and save your money in the bank, and the bank take that money and give somebody the loan which they want, right? In the decentralized finance, all this happens without a centralized authority, mostly with the help of smart contracts.
Okay.
So there won't be any centralized intervention in this case, and there are multiple products and ways you can make use of this without somebody having controlling the whole system. So that is why it is called the decentralized finance. So you can have all kind of financial products that you have available in a centralized finance, but most of them is governed by the smart contracts in the ecosystem.
Got it.
So they call it DeFi protocols. Each protocol have a different convention, and it runs on its code base, primarily developed by the ecosystem who builds. So that's how it operates.
Got it. How it's managed overall, right? Centralized and decentralized. Okay, thank you. Could you please explain about that NFT also, Vijay?
Yeah, NFT is kind of a smart contract, but it has a huge potential, and they call it as non-fungible tokens. But the use case for that is primarily to attach a digital identity for any digital entity, right? But nowadays we see that market is kind of expanded in multifold, and there are a lot of other use cases are coming, which NFT would be the base.
Okay.
So it is a type of smart contract where you can attach a digital identity to anything.
Okay.
So to put it in simple terms.
Okay, understand.
So say for instance, if you're creating a generative AI based image, right? Based on your experience, your artistic skills, your creative ability, and you wanted to sell this.
Okay.
Right? In our Web2 world, anybody can copy that.
Yeah.
And you don't know like which one is the original one. And there are a lot of royalty issues when you do that. So in Web3 world, once you create that, you can identify that as an NFT.
Okay.
Right?
So more
and
control.
That gives a more control and authority, and also that gives identity to that entity or the resource, whatever. I'm saying a simple example as a creative art, but it can be attached to multiple products and digital items.
Okay. It's a more control for the creator, right? It's a more flexibility, more control over the creators.
And people are kind of scratching the surface at this moment with the NFT, because most of them are kind of images and kind of some unique cult based things that are products are coming out. But this can be applied to many use cases. Like for instance, if you're transferring ownership of a car, right? You have that VIN number. That VIN number can be an NFT.
Oh, okay.
So that you can completely track back the trail of the car.